Man, this is my biggest day. It'd be nice if this TikTok thing. All right, man, this is my biggest day since I started trading.
What is going on, traders? It's your boy BG here. Hope you guys are all having a great week so far. It's currently Saturday. Hopefully you all had a great trading week. Overall, I was just doing some back testing just now, and I wanted to hop here on YouTube for you guys and put out some content because it's been a few days since I posted. And what I wanted to do was give you guys a full recap of how I actually had my personal best trading day. This was my personal best. I caught over 200 something pips in one day simply by day trading the market, and it paid off, guys. I haven't entered a trade in nearly 2 weeks, and I finally decided to take entry, and this happened. So that just goes to show how much of a key that patience actually is when it comes to trading and taking your entries, because the market's going to mess with you psychologically sometimes, but it's so crucial to wait for the right time to actually enter the markets. But let me go ahead and show you guys real quick the results from my Instagram. Let's go ahead and click on this just so you guys can see. This was when I first entered right here. We didn't even really go into major profits yet. By the way, a lot of people have been asking me what broker I use. I actually use Traders Way. Okay, guys, I use Traders Way. That's my broker. I'll actually throw a link in the description for you guys. You guys can actually click that if you want to go ahead and pretty much get an account with them. Okay, because I've been getting that question a lot, so I figured I'd just clear that up on here. But you can see that we start going more and more into profits. I stack a second position, and then you can see the overall market movement was pretty bearish. Had about 27 pips each position. Now we're up over 2,000. And over time, I stacked one more position on top. And guys, don't think that I'm over leveraging my account by stacking these positions. I'm definitely managing my risk. It's not like I'm throwing full risk on every trade. I'm making sure I'm managing my risk because I'm strategically doing it. I put one trade. I'll actually show you guys in a second, but I put my first trade on my main entry zone. I put a second. I stacked the second trade once I got in a bit of a drawdown. Then I stacked the third trade once I was actually near the highs of the day. Okay, and that's why I actually stacked those positions on. But they did follow my risk management rules, so it wasn't like I went against my trades or I broke my habits or anything like that. Okay, so CGU was right here. Ended up really catching a heavy spread on my buy, and that actually led to my buy being pretty high. But I did see the potential opportunity, and you can see that over time all the profits literally grew, and we were up 12,000.
Real quick, guys, just
and
want
then you
to
can see
update
this
you
is
all
me
with
kind of calling it out here, but ended up making
Instagram.
literally 12,000 in one day. Then I entered all USD not too long after and made some pretty decent profits on that one. So this overall was my best trading week in the longest time. But without further ado, I'm going to stop with all the talking. Let's go ahead and get into the analysis. Okay, guys, so we're looking at USD JPY right now. Okay, so what I noticed on UJ, okay, was we had steady upward movement. Now let's go to the 1 hour. I actually want to see what's going on here. And we can see that the overall trend is up, but we do have previous levels of structure around here. Okay, now what I noticed by looking at the 15-minute time frame, I noticed that we had strong reaction to the markets around this level here. Around this level. So you can draw this as a little trend line, maybe a little zone up here where you can overall see that price has been showing reaction. So this is an area of value. Okay, when I say area of value, that's the area where we know that the market likes to react. So we know that's a good spot to potentially catch good trade opportunities. Okay, so let's go short on this trade. This is what I did. I typically get my Fibonacci for my entries, top to bottom, and I'm entering on this level right here. So we see we had a reaction to the market. We had double top. You see these two wicks right here? That's two separate equal points of reaction at a certain level. So that's showing us that that level in the market is typically coming with some sort of movement. So we get to push down all the way down here to previous levels. As you can see, I'll go ahead and draw it out. Previous level of support. Okay, guys. And then we get reaction and we get a pullback back to my 618. I love to enter on the 618. That's usually what it consists of when it comes to taking entries for me. Okay, so we get a pullback to the 618, and I want to take price all the way down here to previous market structure, because if we draw this out, we can see that this level here also comes with value. Okay, so stop loss, of course, I like to put my stop loss above these previous highs just so we can kind of stay mindful of not getting stopped out of the markets. Alright, so I entered right here on the 618. Eventually we have a push down. We have strong rejection. So nearly 100 pips in profit. That first post I showed you guys on my Instagram just now when I was up about 800, that was when this move was going on. Okay, that was when this move was actually going on. Now, basically, we entered here. Price pulled back above here, and I took a second entry right here on this, a little bit above my 786 level. So I stacked another entry onto the trade. Price began going up, and I stacked one final entry at the high. So this was strategic stacking. This wasn't emotional stacking. This was me looking for the best possible entry opportunities with my account. Okay, so I had 3 trades here. Now, when price was up here trading in the zone, I was in a drawdown in all 3 positions, but it wasn't a major risk drawdown because overall I'm knowing what my account can handle and what it can't. And for me, I'm risking about 2% per trade. So yeah, price was up here and we were in a drawdown. Eventually we see the reaction. We see this push downward. Market shows strong reaction to the level once again, and we end up going about 68 pips in profit. And you can see that the market decides to come back up, but I ended up closing right here. Now let me tell you guys why I actually closed this. Okay, let me tell you guys why I actually closed this. I seen these wicks. I seen these strong wicks, you know, really rejecting off of this little level here. So that showed me that price was potentially coming back up, and I didn't want to hold my trades overnight. I didn't want to have to pay any extra fees on my trades, and I didn't want to really have to deal with that. So what I seen was we had a push up in market structure. I went into negatives a little bit. I went, I believe, a few pips into a negative, and then we have a strong drop, and I ended up closing somewhere around here with about 60 something pips in profit. So this was my area that I decided to close on because I just want to stay adaptable to the markets, and I didn't want to end up having to hold overnight. But eventually, if I would have held, obviously it would have hit my take. It would have hit my stop loss. But overall, my analysis still played out, and we could see that, you know, overall it was a real nice trade. We had a push down from our level of structure up here of about 400 pips. Okay, guys, so that's what I was looking at here. And you can look at this market in multiple ways. You know, this is the way I'm looking at it. But let me go ahead and take off a few of these zones I've drawn out. You can look at this market in multiple ways. You can also draw another trend line below. And you can see that we have a little ascending channel, and that's showing us that we're having market reaction. Let's go ahead and change the color of this bad boy real quick. Let's make it purple, and you can see that we're getting reaction, obviously at the top. But not only at the top, we could also see that we're getting strong reaction at the bottom of this zone. So these will be potential trade opportunities as well for buyers, being that our overall trend is up. Now, once I seen this slow down in market structure, I seen them break out and a pullback, I would have definitely entered this if I didn't hit my trading goal for the week already. If I didn't, I was already up like 7% on my trading account, 8% on my trading account this week. So I already hit my goal. You know, my goal is 10-15% a month. Not to get too much off topic, but of course we had a push through a market structure, and we had a pullback and then we had our continuation down. So this is called an ascending channel. Okay, it's called an ascending channel. Areas of value are going to be the top of your channel and the bottom of your channel, and also support resistance. Now you could also throw moving averages on with this, but I don't want to get too much into my main strategy, as that is for my students only. Okay, so next we're looking at GBP USD, man. This was also a very good trade as well. Ended up catching over 100 plus pips on this trade, actually. So overall, it was a very good trade. I'm starting off by looking at this higher, not really higher time frame, but I'm looking at the 1 hour to get a closer look, because if you, let's just use the daily for an example. Of course, we had a very strong bullish rally here, but if we're looking at the daily, you really can't see too much of what's going on in the markets. So I decided to kind of peep at the 4 hour. I noticed some little mini support here that the market has found, and ended up drawing it out. You see that we had a nice little support level. Market began to come to a slowdown. Okay, and I ended up going to the 5-minute time frame, and I wanted to snipe this out for some type of either day trade or a scalp or some way to catch potential reaction. Because if we look in the past, strong reaction to this level, strong reaction to this level. Finally, this is where I decided to enter, and then we got strong reaction. So let's just measure how many pips price actually rejected. Okay, so right here we have over 200 pips. Right here, price rejects over 500 pips. So this was a very strong zone for me. Okay, and basically what I noticed happening here is, like previously when we were looking at USD JPY, we had a ascending channel. In these circumstances on GBP USD, we have a descending channel, which means that we're getting reaction from the top and the bottom of our lines going down into lower movement. Oh, I did not mean to put Fibonacci right there. But we have equal reaction. Price is pretty much playing ping pong inside of our zones here. And you could probably also draw something down the middle of this zone, which is also halfway showing support resistance, which is also trade opportunities to catch reaction, and especially in this volatile market. Trade opportunities everywhere. You just have to know where you're actually going to enter at, because these days the market is going to move. The markets are going to move with all the stuff going on in the economy, coronavirus, we got potential stimulus check news, everything. More Forex traders are trading than ever. So there's a lot of capital in the markets, a lot of liquidity in the markets, okay? But back to what I was saying. We overall had support at the bottom of this level, okay? You could probably draw this out as well too. And then we overall had support at the bottom of this level. So what I noticed was price rallied up. It may have not done it very smoothly. We had a lot of choppy movement, and price rallied up to this high up here. Okay, eventually price began to slow down. We had a break. I'm sorry, not a break. We had a rejection at this level, a pullback, more rejection. Price came up here, rejected, and it was just pretty much playing ping pong. So what I noticed here was price touched the bottom of our descending zone, and it was also in confluence with the fact that we're trading on a strong support here, that price is showing reaction. So what I wanted to see was, I wanted to see some type of market movement upward to prove to me that this level was actually significant and that I should actually be potentially looking for a trade opportunity. Okay, so once I seen that, I realized price literally rejected over 100 pips. So now I'm waiting for my pullback, and I'm looking at the markets. I'm really keeping an eye on how everything moves. So if you look real close, you could draw out little mini support resistance here, and you can see we have a breakout. This is breakout traders getting into the markets. I ended up entering on the 618. Okay, ended up entering on the 618, and slight drawdown of a few pips, and then we get strong reaction all the way up through here, and then market gives us a small pushback. Okay, and then we're getting a continuation to show rejection all the way back up to the top of this channel. And if you look closely, not only did it come to the top of our channel, but if we throw our moving average, let's see how this looks. Let's start at 200 on here. Okay, this is what I like. Okay, so 200 moving average. Not only does price break through our 200 moving average, it breaks through the top of our descending channel and pulls back to our moving average, which is also a value zone. Okay, and that's giving us so much bullish confirmation. So if I wouldn't have hit my goal, I would have entered this trade as well. But like I said, when you hit your goal and you follow your trading rules, you following that is so key. It's such a major key to being successful because it's so easy to give your money back to the markets. These two trades, GBP/USD and USD/JPY, I utilized the setups to have the best trading weeks I've ever had in my last 4 years of trading. So I didn't want to give my money back to the markets. But if you look at the circumstances, if I'd have re-entered, this was extreme bullish pressure going on in the markets. Okay, I would have done something crazy to my account because GBP/USD rallied, I believe, over 1,000 pips at this point. Or not only that, guys, I'm going to show y'all one other thing you could do. You can actually close out half of your trade and let the rest run, and that'll allow you to catch the whole continuation of a trend in a more convenient manner. But yeah, guys, this is my overall recap of why I entered GBP/USD and actually why I entered USD/JPY as well. Overall, they were very good trades. It took a lot of patience to wait for, being I didn't enter the markets in nearly 2 weeks. But that just goes to show patience pays, man. It definitely does. You know, if you're looking to rush trades, if you're trying to hurry up and get into the markets, then the markets are going to punish you, because in order for you to be profitable, you have to develop an edge and you have to repeatedly put that edge into action over the long term. And that's how consistent profitability is actually made when it comes to trading in the markets. You got to keep your emotions under control and you got to stay patient, guys. You got to do that. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. Hope y'all enjoyed it. If y'all are interested in getting personally educated by me, if y'all are interested in taking my course, getting mentored by me, I have students from all over the world currently, really getting them mentored, getting them, equipped with the skill of trading. So if you're interested in joining that, go ahead and hit the link in my bio to get access to BGFX Trading Academy. If you want to ask me some questions before you decide to join, my Instagram should also be in the description. Go ahead and DM me on there. I'll answer any questions you may have about the education. So far, I haven't had any students who were disappointed with what I had to offer. So this is just a little sneak peek of what I offer here, guys. If you get access to the academy, I guarantee you can take your trading to the next level. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. It's been your boy BGFX. Happy trading for you guys. Good luck with trading for the next one that you take. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be putting a lot of content on here for you guys. That's pretty much it. Like I said, I'll catch y'all later. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I'm out. Peace.